Thanks to everybody and all the support you showed tonight. This is one of the most enthusiastic audiences I've seen, and the Visionary Award winners are, their commitments they've shown is really quite remarkable. We didn't have a chance to chat beforehand, so this is really going to be a live thing here. You guys have no idea what's going to happen. Rodney, I'm going to give you a choice. How do you want to answer this, okay?
Perfect.
I want you to tell me what brings you to support the Council of Economic Education, or tell me the dumbest thing that somebody, a client, or one of your people have done in a financial or economic way that told you, Houston, we have a problem here, and we need to do more when it comes to economic education. I like B for the answer. I think it'd be more interesting.
Sure you do. As you learned, we're in the retirement and asset management business, and a big part of our business is with K-12 and higher ed. And financial literacy for my firm, I think our firms, is very central to this. And it is something that's simply not done enough, and we need to do more. And the benefit is avoiding mistakes that are otherwise so easily made because you don't have access to that information, regardless of where you start your position in life. And so it's something we leaned into slowly, as I was sharing with you earlier, but we are leaning into heavily now, and we're so privileged to be part of this, not only in 2019, but even more fully in 2020. So it's just totally aligned with our focus and financial literacy and the intersection of that with both students and the teachers and this public-private partnership that just needs to happen more and more central to what we do.
Beth, I want to tell you how I would answer the question I asked Rodney. I'm the guy in the office who they think knows something about interest rates. No idea why they think that. But they come up to me and they say, Steve, I want to ask you about my mortgage. And I say, stop right there. $12. They say, what? I said, we're gonna have this discussion about your mortgage, and it's going to be $12 that you're losing sleep over. And we figure, they want to know, should they take the quarter point here or do that? And I say, why are you getting a 30-year mortgage when you're going to live in your house for 7 years? People don't necessarily think in these ways. So give me your experience when it comes to the need for economic education out there.
Well, I would tell you that, again, I would echo what Rod said, that banking is part of the economy that is closest, I think, sometimes to our clients and our communities, and perhaps has one of the best seats in the House, for lack of a better term, about the need for economic education, financial literacy, and the difference it makes in people's financial wealth, their health, their ability to achieve their dreams, meet the needs of their family, and help contribute to society and the economy. So I think it's incredibly important that we all recognize that as both an opportunity and an obligation when you have the ability to extend yourself in your institution and really make a difference. And this is one where we uniquely have those skills, and to foster the health of a community, I can think of no higher mission that we could have as bankers in the way we give back.
Great. Karl, you guys democratized part of the stock market in a way, right? You made it possible for somebody to go online, put in a password, and they could all of a sudden be involved in the stock market. That's a form of education in and of itself. Yep. Give me an idea of how much more needs to be done when it comes to educating the investors that you have online there.
So I think it actually starts earlier than the investors that we have who come to us. Right? So just playing a little further onto the points that were just made, I participated in some education efforts for 7th and 8th graders in the DC metro area, because that's where we had CRA requirements. Our bank is in Washington, DC, in Arlington, Virginia, actually. So we went down and did in DC metro. And I sat with a young girl who was probably in 7th grade at the time, and she took me through the exercises that they were doing, because I'd never participated in it before. And she had all of the answers right on a budgeting exercise, right? Basic budgeting, economics, like how do you cover this? What amount's coming in? What are you paying out? And I said, okay, but what does that mean? And she had no idea. She just knew that this was the math that she needed to do to get there, but she didn't understand the concept behind it. Right. That's where I think we're falling down. So you can't become an investor or a saver until you actually understand what it is that you need to get by day to day. We can't talk to somebody about using the great tools that E-Trade has to go out and do that online or
Or
do
they
it
can-
easily until they understand what they actually have to invest. It doesn't have to be a lot of money. It just has to be a frame of mind. We talk about financial literacy. I actually think about it as financial consciousness, right? How do you sort of make people have that as part of their daily lives, that they're thinking about what they need to do every day to take care of themselves and their families and to get ahead. So E-Trade I look at as sort of the next logical step, but we're not at the epicenter of actually training people and youngsters in particular as to how to get there.
Janet, part of my job is to watch every bit of testimony the Fed chair has before Congress. And there's a phrase out there about people who don't suffer fools lightly. You suffer fools with a head shake and a smile. And I've watched you over the years suffer fools. Tell me about the financial literacy among the Congress people who ask you questions.
Can we all chime in? Or no?
I must say I preferred the press conferences.
Where we ask the questions.
Yes. I think you did a better job.
Thank you.
Far better job.
But it would astound me, and I'm not going to feed you the answer, but they didn't know if you raised or lowered rates at the last meeting.
Yes, I mean, we had twice a year hearings on monetary policy, and the number of questions that I would actually be asked over a 3, 4, 5-hour period on monetary policy probably was less than the fingers on one hand. So I think members of Congress are not well educated about economic problems, and one of the things I've realized over years of being involved in economic policy making is just how important it is to have an educated electorate beyond all that we've been talking about personal decision making and personal finance. I completely agree with what you said, but also for our country, given the range of problems that we face as a nation and as a global community, dealing with issues like climate change, immigration, healthcare, taxes, inequality, growth, business cycles, unemployment. We, in order to make intelligent choices as a nation, the work of the council and educating young people about how the economy works is crucial for us to make good decisions.